Hello, and welcome back. Today I'm going to be converting this village into a cultist group. This village already has some very strong bones, like the center area here and the natural barrier around it, but it's got some city planning to do, like the paths that just kind of go straight into hills are not very nice, and there's a stream right in the middle of their road, so I don't see why they have it like that, and I'm going to fix that all up. And while I do it, I'm going to turn it into a cult. The reason I'm doing this is because it lies right in between my old base right over here and my new mega base on this side, and I think that it just looks kind of bland to be right in between these two awesome projects, so I want to make it look much better. Along with rebuilding the entire village, I'm going to be moving around a lot of the houses to have a couple different districts. Right in the center is going to be their cultist church, and then on one side is going to be housing, and the other side is going to kind of be their farming and industrial area because they don't have any sort of system here. They have their farm way up on a hill that none of them can access, which just isn't a good idea. The first step to converting this village is tearing out all these pathways that are misleading and kind of go everywhere, and turn them into some nice quality pathways. I'm also going to cover up this river and make the whole layout a little bit nicer. The new paths I'm going to make are going to be made out of coarse dirt blocks because I think they just look a little bit nicer than the pathway block, and they won't turn into grass, which is really important because then you can't differentiate them if they do. It also goes along with the cracked savanna over here, which I want to incorporate in this build as I'm transforming it. All the roads that I wanted to keep are now converted, and I much prefer the coarse dirt over the pathway blocks, so all the rest of these pathway blocks that were old roads are now going to get replaced with just regular dirt so that they can grow in as grass, because they're all unneeded. There was way too many of them, and this one goes straight up a hill, so I made this nice path over here up the hill on this side, and there's not going to be much up there. Why did they even have all these roads? What purpose do they serve? Removing all those extras did not take long, and I was already placing all the dirt, so I decided I might as well just fill in those two little areas that were just like kind of cuts into the mountains next to it. And I left this little lake right here that's part of the river, and I think it looks really nice with the rest of the village, so I'm going to leave it there and not fill it in. I did fill in parts of the area around it though, and there was a small one over here that I filled in. But now I just have the buildings left, and the problem with this village right now, as it stands, is it's kind of bare. So it's going to need a few more houses to go along with all the ones that are already here that I'm going to transform. And I have a few designs, and these designs all come from my previous video on designing a village using Axiom. So I'm going to use those same designs in my survival world, but I'm not going to be just copy and pasting them, obviously. I'm going to be actually building them, and I need to collect all those resources. One thing that I need to fix with this village is the two extra churches. Those gotta go. So those will be removed, and then I'll replace those with different houses. And the general layout of this village is going to be kind of like a bigger house area over here, which is going to be kind of the rich part. And then this part over here, along with that corner and this strip right here, and maybe even over to here, is all going to be like poorer housing, where the houses are going to be a little smaller, but they'll still look just as nice. And then this area over here is going to be all the farms and animal areas so that they can have all the stuff they still need. The first thing that I actually want to transform in this village is going to be the church I was just standing on, which is going to be the main focal point of the village. It's going to look pretty different from the rest of the buildings while also keeping the same theme, and I want to build that out first because it will give me a good idea of what I want to do with the rest of the village and how much I want it to stand out. The church is now converted, and it is looking just as it did in my other creative world, and I'm really liking it. It fits in well here, and I can't wait to get all the houses around it converted as well. Eventually, I want to come up with a banner pattern for these, but right now I don't have one, so they're just going to be red banners. Now, onto laying some foundations for the other houses, so that I can get a rough idea of how many houses I want in this village, so I can collect the right amount of resources. Right now, it's looking kind of bare, so I think I'm going to have to really up the amount of houses. If I stand up here, yeah, there's not much around, so I'm probably going to put a whole bunch more here, a couple more over in the corner there, and maybe a couple more on this tree here. Here we are. Most of the foundations are in place now, and I think I could maybe use a couple more around here, but I think that this is a good start, and I need to get building on these houses, so I'm going to start building all these houses right now in the form of a time lapse. I've made really good progress on the village and I've got about 7 houses left. So I'm going to build those 7 houses and then I think I'm going to be done for this episode because I am running out of time to get this finished and I want to get this uploaded on time. So I'm going to finish those last few houses. The ones that I have now are looking great, but I just have the 7 more to go and then I'll be done. I am going to stop. I know I have 2 more templates that I got to do, and then I have to remove all these other houses, but I am super tired and I want to get this video uploaded. So I'm going to stop here, and I think I made some great progress on the village, though. I got so many houses done, and it is looking pretty cool right now. And I think that me building all those houses really quick should look pretty cool in a time lapse. I'm hoping it will, but this is going to be where I end the video, so I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.